Hello, good afternoon, good evening. How are you guys? Welcome back to another Sunday afternoon of Chronic Pain in the Demon. My name is Raymond Nugent, aka Chronic Pain in the Demon. Folks, there's a lot of things going on around us that we have to be mindful of, and we also have to speak on. You know, with the deaths of these young rappers, upcoming rappers. But it haven't started from today. It have started from way back when. Like I mentioned earlier, with Biggie Smalls, Tupac, Grandmaster Jay, comes down to Nipsey Hussle, and all these other guys. So how many great pioneers are we going to lose before we take a pause? How many great pioneers we're going to lose before we take a pause? Folks, I know we're living to the ages of the Matrix and now to the meta universe, and I want young people to understand the meta universe, especially young black people, because the meta universe, we now you could camouflage guns and 3D printers and all these things. We have the meta universe. We're using AMG, Adobe, and all these other entities that are taking over this world. And all these things is a replication of human life. It's a replication of your life. And if you learn how to understand these apps and use them the right way, you could be better off and more successful in your life. So what are you doing, young people? You're in the meta universe at this moment. Facebook just launched the meta universe, and it's just not just Facebook, okay? Nvidia, AMD, all these big other companies are getting involved in the meta universe. So if you can't behave in the Matrix, how are you going to behave in the meta universe when things are replicated before you could bring forth that stuff to life? What are we going to do? How are we going to use the meta universe? How are we going to use the meta universe to the best of our knowledge? It's coming. Yes, folks. The meta universe is coming. How are we going to use it to the best of our advantage? You have to understand, with the meta universe, it comes with a lot of different bearings. It could come with the monologue of Tupac, Biggie, Ice Cube, Run DMC, Grandmaster Jay, LL Cool J, anybody from the past. The meta universe is going to bring forth all those things to you up close and personal. So if you can't live in the world you live in today with technology, how are you going to live in the meta universe? You have to prepare yourself mentally, physically, and be inclined to deal with the meta universe, because it's something different from what you're used to. Oh, yeah, they're bringing forth it to you live and in living colors. So, how are you going to adapt to the meta universe when you can't even adapt to what's going on in this universe? Chronic pain, the inner demon. My name is Raymond Nugent, aka Chronic Pain, the Inner Demon. Answer me this question. How are we going to deal with the meta universe? It's coming to us swiftly than we think. Overnight, like a thief in the night, the meta universe is sneaking up on you. And if you don't behold and be certain and be assertive and understand in this Western world what the meta universe means to us, then we have a problem. I don't know what kind of problem it's going to be, but it's going to be more catastrophe than what we saw or what we're seeing today in this world with these young rappers or these older rappers. People are dying left and right. You say you want to get into music, you want to get into rapping, you're dying left and right. So with the meta universe, you can use a replica of that person. Let's say, for example, Young Dolph. We can use a replica of Young Dolph in that cookie store where it looked like Young Dolph, but it's a monologue of Young Dolph. And that could have saved his life. That's how important the meta universe is to us today, guys. I don't want you to take it as a grain of salt. I want you to take this meta universe, look into it, observe it, give some attention to it, try to understand it. Because when you see they change these terminologies and they're coming at you this way, be careful. Be wise. Okay? Be mindful. The meta universe is here to stay. So we're going to have to love and learn how to live in the meta universe in time to come. So if we can't deal with this world that we're in today, that caused so much chaos, disfigurations, so much trauma, the deaths, the sadness, disbelief, hopeless, uncertainty. And don't forget, we're still living in a COVID time when all these things are happening. So is it mind control to drift us away from what yet to come? Is it purposely to navigate us from what's next to come? What's next to come? But my folks, my people, my friends, the meta universe is here to stay. We have to get on board. We have to get on. We have to understand. We don't have to agree, but we have to understand and figure out what's the next part of technology is going to bring forth to us as people. Because you have to understand, this world is very technology advanced, and the meta universe is real, whether you like it or not. That's why you see Adobe, all these companies, AMD, all these other companies on board with the meta universe, because everybody and anybody is going to have to tap into the meta universe to move ahead eventually. That's how strong and powerful the meta universe is. I am not saying everything about the universe is right, but when I look at the simulations, the replications of the universe, yes, it's marvelous, because you're bringing forth certain things that we couldn't bring in light. Let's say, for example, the meta universe could bring forth a replication of a building that you could think in your life, say, listen, there's no way we could construct this building. But because of the meta universe, you see how and ways of to construct this building. That's the meta universe. It's not just going to work in technology, but the meta universe is going to work in infrastructure. It's going to work into the finance system. Wall Street, your street, my street. So before we say no, let's try to understand the meta universe, because it's here and it's here to stay. Whether I like it or whether you like it. But the meta universe is here to stay. That's a big part of our science to come. That's a big part of our innovation to come. But at least they're showing us that, listen, we're not just settling for where we are today. We're taking this to a higher level. So my friends, get used to this, the meta universe, okay? Because I know we adapt to Facebook, that terminology. But we could also adapt to the meta universe, because it's not just Facebook. It's an umbrella of corporations coming together to form the meta universe. And there's no stopping, because it's coming. Just beware and be prepared, because the meta universe is coming your way, and it's coming my way faster than we think. Whenever you see those rockets go up to space, because I'm in Florida and I see rockets go up every day, day in, day out, except Sunday or maybe Saturday. Sometimes they go up on Saturdays. Depends on the weather. All these things are not for fluke. They're to bring forth science, technology to the world. So yes, folks, the meta universe is here to stay. Get used to it. Accept it. And work with it. It's here to stay. What else do you want me to say? It's here to stay. Do your research. Make your plans as far as what you want to do in the future. Where you want to put your money as far as stocks or anything. But anything have to be involved with the meta universe, you should be looking at. Whether it's our AI, you know, autonomy. You have these cars, autonomous cars. Whether it's all you see, all these car companies don't coming up like Fisker, Raven, Lucid. Everybody's going EV. The meta universe is preparing and is here to stay. So, folks, get familiar with this term, the meta universe, because it's here to stay. It's well funded, well invested, and it's going nowhere. You have to understand, the meta universe keep us intertwined and interact with our folks around the world. So we can't say no to what keep us intertwined and interact with our families and our folks around the world. So pay much attention, my folks. The meta universe is here to stay. It ain't going nowhere. It's a new time. It's a new day. And I'm feeling good. The meta universe. Before I go, I always say, who feels it, knows it. Until next time, see you again. Peace.